enough I can remember. Good enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Music Monday on this Monday. Man, y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional try hauls, but you know this is Music Monday, where pretty much we take a break from the sneaker content and just talk a little bit of like music, preferably hip-hop, but I do kind of, talk about all genres, right? Okay, so pretty much tonight, man, I'm gonna keep pretty simple. I try to keep things right at an hour, but you do see the sold out Discord link. It should be pinned at the top of the comment section, and it's free to sign up. Where, of course, we continue the sneaker talk, but we got a food section, a sports section, obviously a music section here. So tonight's topic, man, let's just dive right in. Y'all definitely smash that like button as y'all coming it out. Let me know if audio and visuals is looking good, because it's looking straight on my end. But obviously, man, if you haven't been living under a rock, Young Thug, like, all his jail calls seem like they have been leaked, like, back to back to back, right? Borderline almost feels sorry for him, and I know he did in an interview recently, and that mug just dropped, so I'm pretty much going to be talking about that tonight, and we'll see how that goes, and then we'll pretty much, I'll give my thoughts and opinion on it, because at the same time, it brings up the age-old question, right? One, the term, we got chatty patty, which I've heard from Dane Dash, which we're going to be talking about that tonight, but not saying Thug snitched on anybody or ratted on anybody, but I mean, like, to be honest, it seems like he just kind of went on a downward spiral and just kind of like went at everybody to a certain extent. Now, the person on the phone that it sounds like he was listening to, if I had to guess, and let me just throw this out there, Whole Live is a legend and opinionated base, so I don't know who the hell he's talking about. One of them seemed like it was his girl, which it seems like rumors is they pretty much have called it quits, because some of those leak calls have showed him actually talking to or not just talking to other girls, but I think talking about, things was happening right before, he obviously went, got locked up. Again, I ain't got no dog in this fight, but these leaked jail calls, looks like he did an interview, so we're going to cover that a little bit tonight. I'm not going to cover the whole interview because I think it was pretty, like, a long interview, but I am going to hit the highlights for the most part, and we'll see how it goes. I'll give my thoughts and opinion on it. Again, keep in mind, I think, right, Thug was locked down for 3 years, man, and I don't care what nobody says. That's a long time. Now, the age-old question I want to ask tonight, too, what is snitching and what is keeping it real? Or is it like when it keep it real goes wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying? How much is too much? And at the end of the day, man, I've said this time and time again, as a person who has been in not necessarily this particular type of situation, but in a situation where pretty much you get caught up. And what is the street code? Is there really like a code of honor for like street code, like street justice, as in like, you don't do anything, you do your time. Now, I can't help but think of, and I'm going to touch on the other topics as well tonight too, but if you guys haven't seen the movie South Central, I recommend you should check it out, right? Okay. Long story short, if you remember that song where the dude made a song called OG Bobby Johnson, I think he was a one-hit wonder, but don't quote me on that. But it comes from the person in that movie where he stuck to the street code and he came home and he learned from it. And pretty much he had to teach his son about it ain't really no street code because these dudes ain't going to care. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I've had to learn that the hard way as well. And Thug has obviously learned that as well too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say he didn't learn anything or didn't notice, but I've always said this from day one. If you ever get into any type of legal trouble, right, or any trouble in general, especially legal trouble, right, you find out instantly who your real friends are, right, okay? I hate to say it, you know what I'm saying, and I'm pretty sure you find out who really loves you, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, is the people that, that could or may not be involved, it's kind of like every man for themselves. And we're going to keep it real. So I'm going to be talking about that. I had to give my thoughts and opinions on all these leak calls, which I think I covered a little bit of it last week. But to be honest, man, I'm going to try to get not necessarily more in depth, but just, cover that. Then we're going to talk about YNW Bortlen, right? Okay, he's been offered a plea deal. I don't know if he's going to take it or not. Now, if you know about YNW Bortlen, he is the person that was also charged with YNW Melly. Now, I think Melly faces the death penalty. I don't think Bortlen has the death penalty, but we're going to be talking about that tonight. Will he take the plea? Now, I will say this. If he takes the plea, that won't help Melly, right? And to be honest, they tried to get Melly first. I'll put it this way. If Melly would have blew trial the first time, it definitely would have looked good for YNW Bortlen. Now, Bortlen, with Melly case being pushed back to 2027, to the best of my knowledge, again, Whole Live, a legend in the opinionated base, I was thinking YNW Bortlen's case would have got pushed back. But now he's got a plea deal on there. And I actually think that, with the amount of time he's actually facing and probably with the deal they have, I don't think they have too much necessarily on him, but don't quote me on that. But at the same time, if he takes a plea deal, that's not going to help YNW Melly. You know what I'm saying? Is he going to keep it real? Is he going to stick to the street code? Is he going to use the street justice here? Again, I want to say this. I don't know if any of these people are guilty of any of this stuff, right? Okay, I'm just going off the information that's kind of put out there, right? For as far as I know, YNW Melly and YNW Bortlen could just be telling the God honest truth, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's up for the court of law to decide. And let's just keep it 100. They don't always get it right. In fact, I'm a firm believer, right? If anybody, and if Dunks was on this live or anybody who knows me, I'm not in the person that's trying to not defend something or this, that, and the third. But I do like to look at everything from like all angles, right? And don't always try to give nobody no out or anything like that. But at the same time, you got to also prove this stuff. You know what I'm saying? If these guys saying it's what happened, then it's what happened. So I'll give you a reminder of what happened when we get on that topic. And then we'll pretty much talk Dame Dash. Looks like he's filed for bankruptcy. At one point, I think, if don't quote me on this either, right? Dame Dash was worth $60 million. And now he's filing for bankruptcy. Which, let me clarify this. That don't mean he not getting bread. And that don't mean he's not rich still, right? Okay, compared to the average person. What it means to me, right? And again, I'll go over bankruptcy and kind of look up the definition for sure. And I think there's different types. But, and of course, let's just keep it 100. We've been covering Dame Dash pretty much the entire Music Mondays. One thing about Dame Dash situation, he's lost some legal battles. And if anybody who's ever been in any legal battles in any legal situation, one thing that you're going to learn is if you take the attorney route and you get representation and you want people to quote unquote, you're going to fight it all the way to the end. That takes money, moolah, cash, right? Also, speaking from experience as a person who at my first case, I didn't take the attorney route, right? Then after that, I'm like, man, I'm losing because I ain't getting no attorney. So I put up the attorneys on the next several cases. And I'm going to be honest, dog, I'm still recovering financially right now. And if you ask any of those attorneys like, yo, you didn't get a bad outcome. I didn't get what I want. And you know what I'm saying? And the other parties involved and stuff like that, they didn't get what they want. But at the same time, dog, I had to tap out because, like, to be honest, it was getting to the point where it's like, dog, every dime I had, it felt like it was going to them. And it's like, they don't just ask for it all up front sometimes. Sometimes they do, it depends on the situation. But it seemed like every time I was starting to bounce back financially, they'd be like, oh yeah, you need to refill what they call a retainer fee. You know what I'm saying? Again, these attorneys and stuff like that, they're not cheap. And then they also, right, if you ever hire an attorney, all over that paperwork that you sign, and I guarantee this is probably across the board. Again, alleged and opinionated base, I don't know. Every attorney that I had, they let you know, like, we can't guarantee a mother truck. And we can't guarantee, we gonna give it our best, but we can't guarantee nothing. And then majority of those, right, the attorneys, they don't even like to go to court for real. They want you to settle out of court. When you want to, that's the point I always thought, like, that's the point I'm hiring you. I'm trying to go all the way to make sure, because I know I didn't do nothing against the law. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't always about that. Right? And I don't want to get on a rant and go in, but you can see some of this stuff, like when I speak on it, it's kind of triggering, you know what I'm saying? But also, we're going to speak of that. We're going to transition on to Diddy. He's looking like either he's going to request either a new trial or he's going to pretty much look for an acquittal. So again, Diddy is, and if anybody who's got it financially to fight it all the way is Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Again, if I had to guess, right, out of all the people that I'm talking about tonight, from Thug to YNW Melly to YNW Bortlen to Dame Dash to Diddy, right? I guarantee you, all of them, they may not say much into detail, and they may not go across the numbers, but if I think all these guys have had attorneys, right? I guarantee you the one thing they're going to tell you, yeah, that was a lot of bread. And then speaking of that, we'll close out on the Keffe D situation, which he is the suspect for Tupac's murder. So RIP to Tupac. But I think he's been sentenced for, I think he got like stabbed up and or he got into a fight actually in the jailhouse. So I think he's actually got sentenced to that. But he's already behind bars. Now I know he hasn't went to trial all the way for the Tupac murder joint. But this is another example of two where no disrespect to Keffe D. I don't know what he's saying, if it's true or not. It's kind of one of those, homie, when talking too damn much goes wrong. You know, if you're going to live by the street code, number one rule is just to shut up. You know what I'm saying? If you can't follow that, then that's already. And again, I've always been taught this too, right? If more than one person knows, right, then it's no longer a secret at this point. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the whole thing. If more than one person knows, then it's no longer a secret if you're going to keep it real. So again, they always said this too. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. That's also a saying too that a lot of people like to say. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. I believe that as well. This is my thing. You're going to do the crime, but then whenever it's time to go down, it's time to like snitch because you want the least amount of time. Right? That's my thing. If you're not really about that life, don't play it and pursue it, and then whenever stuff get real, then it is what it is. And also, I've seen it floating around too. What's the price of keeping it real? Say a person like me who did keep their mouth closed, and I've snitched only on myself. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much admitting guilt. That's not snitching. You know what I'm saying? Let me clarify this too. Everybody wants to know what's snitching, what's not snitching. And I will say this. I've seen 6ix9ine floating around here, and everybody else has flown around on this whole thug situation. Like they keep moving the goalpost of what's snitching and what's not snitching. Snitching, in my defense, like if you're telling on somebody else other than yourself, dog, you're pretty much snitching. Because again, I've been in situations where I've had the judge tell me like, there's no way in hell you did this by yourself. I've had, several, they're like, there's no way. And I was like, I just put my head down with the joint and kept quiet. And I was like, I got a break, but I didn't snitch on nobody. I just admitted guilt. Which is basically like, yeah, I did it. You know what I'm saying? And even though, sure, my thing is I may have not been the only one, but at the same time, I was the only person that got caught. So that sucks too. You know what I'm saying? Imagine doing a crime with somebody and it's just you to get caught. And that's my thing too. Can you do the crime with somebody? And if you think about this, YNW Melly and Bortlen, they're in this case. They're both, whether they want to admit it or not, they dependent on each other. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's true, but again, I know Melly may not be saying much, but I know he's hoping homie is moving, the way that they claim to be, whether it's they did it or they didn't do it or they don't know, so we'll go over that situation too tonight. But yeah, man, I say all that to say, like, what is the real street code here? You know what I'm saying? And also, right, another question, right? Especially pertaining to this Young Thug situation, which I'm going to start there first. Whenever you make it on the level of Thugs made it, do you really still got to keep it quote unquote street? Do you still got to live that lifestyle, so to speak? And I'm not saying he was, but I mean, to be honest, dog, you made it. You don't have to, that's the, like, let's look at some great examples of some people who may or may not live that life to a certain extent, but once they made it out the hood, they, you know what I'm saying? Not saying they don't go back, but they don't try to put themselves, that was your whole point of trying to make it legally, so you don't have to do illegal stuff, I thought. We can look at like a Jay-Z or a Nas, you know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z, no disrespect, homie, he made it, and obviously he's the perfect example. Not everybody can go. Obviously, ironically, we're talking about Dame Dash. You know what I'm saying? He brought him with him, but at the same time, eventually he had to, level up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't go with you, too. You got to know who your real friends are and who's people that may possibly hold you down. You know what I'm saying? When you could be taking it up to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you look at Nas. They make it out the hood. They don't really talk about it no more. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, that's just something for food for thought to think about, right? So, again, it doesn't mean that, you're not from the hood, but at the same time, it means you don't want to put yourself in those particular situations. And that's another thing, too, dog. We can even look at, like, MC Hammer, where he tried to, like, okay, I made it. I'm going to bring everybody out the hood with me because I don't want them in this no more. But at the same time, you also got to look at, like, who can you bring with you that, once you set them up for success, they're going to try to strive and grind and work on their own. They're not going to, you're going to still help them, but they're going to also make sure where they willing to put in the work versus you bringing somebody with you that's like, they only there until, as long as you getting money. And then when the money dropped, they leave too. You know what I'm saying? Because those people didn't want to try to do it. That's another thing. Whenever people try to go back to the hood and let them know how well you're doing, because that's also an issue too. You go back to the hood trying to show them like, hey, I made it, this and the third. There's going to be somebody that hates you. You know what I'm saying? Low key and hating on you per se, because they're like, dang, what this person do that I couldn't do? You know what I'm saying? And that brings up the age-old question that Boosie likes to bring up. And a lot of people said this, but Boosie is one of the people I remember saying this where, yo, once you make it and you move out, you can't stay in the hood, you know what I'm saying, where you at. Well, you can't, like when you make it, you can't stay in the hood where you have to move out of your neighborhood. You have to move. You have to leave your area. Because the people that you grew up with are going to be the ones that really probably hating on you the most. And you don't and they're not going to just say it in front of your face. Of course they're going to ride with you while you're there. You know what I'm saying? They always say that, yo, you can't move like that. You got to move different. So Boosie, as you can see, when he made it, it took him a minute to learn, but then he moved out of his neighborhood. And then, you know, yeah, he still gets in a little trouble here and there. But I mean, at the same time, he still had to move out of that environment. You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And some people, I can say this about a lot of people, you can fill in the blank. You can take some people out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of them. You know what I'm saying? So all this kind of applies full circle with the people that we're talking about tonight, too, if you just really think about it. But let's go ahead and start on Young Thug and these leak calls, and then we will start with, then we'll go to YNW Bortlen, and then we will pretty much go to Dame Dash, Bankruptcy Diddy, and then talk Keffe D towards the end of the live here. Just wanted to get all that up off my chest, man, because as you can say, I've been kind of wanting to talk about this for a minute, but I want to wait till Music Monday. So I'm only going to be on this joint for an hour. So y'all smash that like button, sub as y'all come in and out too, man. It really means a lot to the kids. So let me share my screen for this one. And let's see. Boom. You guys should be seeing it. So Young Thug speaks on leaked jail calls and moving. He says, I'm moving forward, which you ain't really got no choice, dog. I mean, you got to kind of let it go and keep it moving. You got to say your piece. The calls are out there. Whoever, quote unquote, leaked the calls clearly got a vendetta against Thug. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But you got to give Thug credit where credit is due. He faced all his stuff head on. Pause. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I've always done too. So I'm going to give him credit where credit is due. Was it messed up for him talking about all those people like that? Now, yes. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I get it. He said he was locked down for like 23 hours a day, and I think he only had like 1 hour break to step out and, you know, whatever. And I don't want to relate to that situation, but again, the man, obviously, whatever time he could, he just got, you know, just was venting. You know, that's what it really sounded like to me. I'm not trying to give him a get out of jail free card. Is he really what he reps? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But again, from what I've been hearing, the whole ATL's in shambles. It may be, you know, because it's kind of probably caught everybody off guard. Because if you look at it, at one point, all these guys was really rocking with each other, and now it's a different ball game. You know what I'm saying? So it says Young Thug sat down with an exclusive conversation on the podcast Big Bank, where he addressed multiple topics. Now, I'm not familiar with Big Bank, but from what I'm hearing, he used to live that lifestyle and kind of can relate to. So from what I'm hearing, if anybody that was best to do this interview, it was him. So let's just kind of cover this tonight, and then we will transition on to YNW Bortlen. But it says Young Thug sat down with podcast host Big Bank to talk about the elite calls that have become the talk of the internet. It says, I ain't never been a N-word to pillow talk to talk about nobody else in my life, said Thug around the 21-minute mark. This is my thing, but that's technically pillow talking. It's one thing he on the phone venting to his girl, which I heard the stuff he said about, who was it? Not Lotto. Who was it? I can't even think of her name right now. But the other, like, our female artist that's really booming right now. She is doing her thing, and I'll think of her name in a second. But yeah, you know, he was venting to his girl, and to be honest, he was, you know, honestly, he just sounded like he just was frustrated. You know, I guarantee you, had he been out, he probably would have made songs wobbly with all these people and kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how he is. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I don't get it. I don't want to sit here and say I defend him or anything like that, because he said some pretty harshful stuff. Let me see if I can look up the music artist real quick, because we was just talking about her in the Discord not too long ago. But who am I thinking of right here? Gorilla, right? He said that about Gorilla. Again, he has a right to his opinion, but she has a right to say what she want to say too. From what I heard from it, he has shot his shot at her. Thug just is a ladies' man. You know what I mean? Not trying to defend them. Wrong is wrong. But he said he's never been the one to pillow talk, but I mean, is this not a form of pillow talking? I'm gonna play snippets of this that's based off of what's on X, aka Twitter. Thug, dog. You can tell he been locked down. Hopefully he get back in his mindset. Again, as a person who can, I'm not gonna say I can relate because I've never been locked down, but I've known plenty of people that's been locked down, and I will say this, dog. When they come home, it is different for them, and it takes them a minute to adjust. Some of them never do. Some of them never do adjust back to, like, you know, regular civilian life, you know? And some people, it just takes a minute, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to defend anybody or anything like that, but I mean, at the same time, we got to give him time to adjust. He's also adjusted, like, also asked the question of why he ain't put out no music, you know? It says, these last few days, I've just been sitting around like, what the F was I thinking? He continued, I think I was just so effed up and I felt like it was just over. I'm sitting in jail 24 hours a day. At that point, I'm just like, man, I don't give an F. Life ain't what I think it is. So it says Young Thug addressed the recently leaked calls. So this is one of his joints, and I'm gonna play some of this right here. Hopefully the audio comes out okay on this joint. And let me touch the chat real quick. Says King Midas in the building says, now that Young Thug's being labeled as a snitch, y'all still gonna be rocking with spider hoodies? I never bought none of that stuff to begin with. And two, everybody to a certain extent, let me clarify this, dog. You be surprised who will snitch for real. And to be honest, that man was trying to come home. I'm not saying it, but at the same time, if you saying you live by that street code, then yeah, you got to take it on the chin and do your time. You know what I'm saying? Thugs being labeled a snitch. I don't know. You know, if I had to guess right now, it's kind of like in limbo land. One thing I will say that 6ix9ine brought up too that I was looking before the live, he was saying like him, you know, everybody not forgiving him, but with Thug, it's kind of like everybody's kind of crickets. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, let's just keep it 100. We shouldn't probably be comparing Thug and compared to what 6ix9ine did, but let's just keep it 100. We already knew 6ix9ine stuff was definitely a persona. I guess we just expected more from Young Thug. You know, if I had to guess. Let me see if I can play this one clip right here that we got on X. Let me see if the audio coming through on this joint. Let's see right here.
So listening to people tell you like,
it's like 2 minutes long. Pause.
"Oh, you the wizard. You ain't going to prison." And then you got to understand, man, I was in jail 3 years, bro. Like I was praying 3 whole years. At some point, I started thinking like the prayers ain't working. You got to understand that too. Like I'm going through shit every day. I'm looking at my
fair use, by the way. I want to say that right there for YouTube purposes. So, I mean, to be honest, homie, from what I get from this too, right here from the beginning of this, he's saying that he really had felt like he had lost hope. You know what I'm saying? He tried to get bail a couple times. They wasn't giving him bail. He had kind of given up, you know, from what it sounds like.
My best friend, them do what they do. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at certain shit. And it's making me feel how I'm feeling. Like, I ain't never been a nigga to pillow talk. I ain't never been a nigga to talk about nobody else in my life on the phone with nobody else. I never been that type of nigga. These last few days, I've been sitting around like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, what I was doing?
I appreciate you saying that.
I think I was just so fucked up and I just felt like it was just.
And to be honest, dog, he needed to have this interview because from what it looks like, Thug is venting, right? And that's okay, dog. You got to let it out. You got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Over. Like, I'm just sitting in jail 24 hours on 23 and 1. I'm in a cell 23 hours. Like, at this point, I'm just like, man, I don't give a fuck. Life, it ain't what I'm thinking it is. Like, I'm just talking. At this point, I'm just talking. At this point, I'm just holding conversations with my girl. But the crazy part is, all these conversations that I had on the phone, I also had with the same niggas who I was talking about on the phones.
So he's saying that even the stuff that's leaked, he had already talked to these guys and said the exact same thing. I don't know if I believe it or not, but that's what he claims. Hell, I don't know. Now, keep in mind, we haven't heard, like, Lil Baby come out and say anything. We haven't heard Dirt come out and say anything. But to be honest, Dirt, he's still locked down. I don't think Dirt, his attorneys probably told him, you don't say anything. You know what I'm saying? Probably in his best interest not to say anything. Just FYI, you know. But he's kind of spoke on everybody, you know.
So that's why it don't seem weird between us, me and them. Because I done held these same conversations with Wham. I done held these same conversations with Savage.
Wham is Lil Baby to the best of my knowledge. Savage is 21 Savage.
How I feel about him, how I feel about Wham, how I feel about this, how I feel about every situation. We talk like men, we brothers, we talk. They tell me how they feel about certain things. So we all.
This is my thing too. Honestly, if these two was holding them down, where is they? Like, I know we've heard Young Thug and Lil Baby them drop a song. I think Future was on that joint or somebody else was on that joint. But I mean, to be honest, they should have been. My thing is Thug should have came out and did a fresh out joint, or what we call them joints, first day out video or first day out song. But at the same time, his creativity is all we got to keep in mind. His creativity is limited too. You know what I'm saying? Because his freedom of speech is kind of really on hold, which is always on hold. But I mean, more than the average bear now. You know what I'm saying? King Mighty says Young Thug talking about everybody. Every week they drop a new jail call. Sound like DJ Clue bums hitting blow. Facts. Honestly, dog, I'm gonna say this. It got to the point where it was feeling like every day for me. Low key, I was looking at the snippets, but I low key kind of got tired of the joint. I'm like, damn, okay, I get it. Homie obviously talked on the phone every damn day, dog. And again, notice too with these, I will say this, and I'm not trying to pick sides with Thug, but notice only his side came out. Like the other, you could hear their audio, but you could tell they cut out key parts and they just only wanted you to hear what he was saying. And the other person would say certain things, but they didn't really expose them on the level that they exposed Thug like that, in my opinion. You know, whether that may, if it would, sounds like it was a little bit edited. I'm not saying he didn't say the stuff, but you can tell it was like chopped, right? If I had to guess.
All the line, we won, we what we here, but you got to understand, like, my standpoint. I'm locked up. Nigga, I'm on the phone talking to my girl every day. This is the only person I'm talking to on the phone. This is the only
That's cap, because obviously he was talking to some other guy on the damn phone, but keep going.
person that I can talk to. Like, I can't even talk to my family because they just, like, did a long time in jail. So I know how to think right back to when I was in jail right now.
So you've been reflecting?
Hell yeah. And that's another thing I don't even want to do. That's why I don't even respect the phone call shit coming out, because all it do is make me think about when I was in jail, going through fighting for my life. All it do is make my girl think about those long ass conversations on the phone. We praying and
AKA is traumatizing is the word he's looking for, if I had to guess. He's traumatized. You know what I'm saying? I get it. He's traumatized, dog. Like I said, I ain't never been behind the bars, but, and I ain't trying to go, but I'm hearing it ain't what you want. You know what I'm saying?
we doing shit and hoping that I can get away from this shit and come out of it. Like, that's the weird part about this shit that's happening. Like, this shit, this shit just like a fun moment in the memes on the internet and trying to just like tarnish my existence and just my real nigga shit, my real nigga life, to like just to have fun with it. But not knowing, like, but this shit traumatizing the hell. This shit goddamn.
There we go. He said it's traumatizing. I mean, he trying to hold it together, but at the same time, this also comes with being on the level of who you are, dog. To be honest, Thug should have just kept his mouth shut. But I get it. He had to do something. The thing is, and I'm not trying to give him another get out of jail free card, but if I had to guess, Thug was doing what he needed to do to pass time, while he was locked down.
Make me remember when I was in jail. This shit make me remember those dark ass days and moments I had, bro. This shit make my girl cry. She ain't even tripping about what we saying on the phone. Nigga, we said, whatever I say, I can say twice. I'm a grown man. I'm a man, nigga. Whatever I say twice. And I done said it to every nigga. They know that. So I ain't tripping on that part. I'm tripping on just like the world not knowing that. I'm tripping on the world just, but look at this. Oh, hey, y'all, here go another phone call. Here go.
I mean, it's the people leaking and stuff that are probably getting on his nerve. Now, I'm not going to play the full interview here, but it says Thug jail's calls have been continuously leaked in the recent days, dealing with such topics as his feelings about Gunna, his issues with Drake for not asking the president to release him, and whether or not it finds Glorilla attractive. On a call with Mariah the Scientist, Thug called Glorilla unattractive, complaining about her having a big A head, you know what I'm saying, and a big mouth. As it sounded like low key, that was honestly I believe what she said. I believe he probably don't shot his shot at her, you know what I'm saying? Again, I don't know. It says, as if there was any question about how he felt, he said that he would not pursue her. Soon after the call leaked, Thug hopped online to apologize to the rapper on X, tagging her in a post and writing, "First of all, I'm sorry to you for my words, and I honestly don't think you were ugly at all. I was speaking from a jail, just having a hard time with life. I don't like bashing girls and hardly ever did. I'm sorry to you, twin." So yeah, pretty much that's what he wrote to Glorilla. But this is my thing, like, why did she even catch a straight bullet in the first place? You know what I'm saying? And another leak called Thug criticized Future for seemingly being a bad parent. You supposedly be locked in with your kids, but you locked in 100% with the B words. That's wrong, he said. Wow, this is another thing, too. That's probably, yeah, he's probably done, dog. It says, Thug also seemingly addressed the leaks on X with the post saying, bashing me, only going to F the rap community up more. I'm the blue to the, he says, I'm the blue to this a game, which I'm gonna mean he probably means glue, which I don't know why I said blue, but anyway, this is my thing. Even still, even if that, I don't know if that's true about Future with all them kids or whatever, but I was also taught you don't speak on another man's family and or kids too. You know what I'm saying? This is where I feel like the issue is too. Definitely I hope that he'd apologize to Future. Now keep in mind, Future has not addressed it or anything like that to the best of my knowledge, but that's the thing, dog. Me, it's like, I don't care what nobody say about me, but don't speak on my family. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure that's the same with him. Sure, Future probably, he works a lot, man. And I'm not trying to give him no out, but at the same time, however he handling what he do with his kids, that's Future and and his whoever they had kids with, that's his. And honestly, looking at that, sounds like Thug just kind of did that out of like frustration. You know what I'm saying? It says, to everyone involved in this situation, I'm sorry this is happening, and I hope you guys can forgive me. I'm moving forward with my life. Thank God. So pretty much that's his last post, and he put chapter ended. So hopefully you stay quiet. It says, to everyone involved in the situation, I'm sorry. Yeah, he wrote that. This is my thing, dog. You got to know when to stay off the fucking internet. No disrespect, right? Again, I know he's apologized to Mariah, the scientist, too. But at the same time, dog, you got to also look at all these other stuff that's come out about him. Again, talking too much, pillow talking, whatever you want to call it, dog. Also, right, this is the thing, and I know he probably didn't think this deep into it, but anytime I talk to anybody that's been locked up on like a jail phone, they let you know that it's 100% recorded. It can be used against that person. So you need to tread lightly. You know what I'm saying? They actually can text from jail too. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so you need to think about that. Not only do you, the person that's free, but the person that's locked up, they need to keep it P and keep their mouth shut, aka Thug, right? So let's transition on to this YNW Bortlen offered a plea deal situation, and then we will pretty much roll on to Dame Dash, Diddy, and then the Tupac's murder here, and we'll wrap it up here in the next like 20 minutes. So it says YNW Bortlen offered a plea deal that could erase double murder charges. So it says Bortlen was offered a plea deal that could drop double murder charges in exchange for a 16-year sentence or less, right? Less counts. So again, especially with this being like a local case, if he gets 16 years, and I don't know if he takes a plea deal or not, but if he takes a plea deal, that's 16 years. You got to do half of the time. With good behavior, he could be home and he gets time served, right? I think he's already been locked down for quite some time now. Not as long as Melly, because he was out. I think he just violated probation, but don't quote me on that. I will say this. If with time served and that, he could easily be out as little as like what? If we say half the time, that's 8, good behavior, maybe 6, 7 years. Again, plus he got time served. You know what I mean? So again, he could probably do as little as like 5 years. Now, while that don't sound like a long time considering what he was facing, it's definitely a different ball game. You know what I'm saying? Long Beach says salutes and respect to Polo in the chat. What up, Long Beach? What up? YNW Bortlen is facing a life-altering decision in his long-running criminal case tied to the 2018 killings of fellow YNW crew members Anthony YNW Sackchaser Williams and Christopher YNW Juvie Thomas Jr. Prosecutors in the Broward County, Florida, offered Bortlen a plea deal on September 4th that would wipe away two first-degree murder charges and his agreed to plead no contest to 6 of the serious counts, including accessory after the fact, conspiracy, witness tampering, and gang-related activity. This is my thing. The reason I think he's getting offered a plea deal, because I don't know if Melly's had one on the table or not. To the best of my knowledge, I don't think I've read one. Think about it. He was facing double murder, you know what I'm saying? But they're going to wipe that off because he has already been known not the shooter. They said Melly is, they think Melly is the shooter, no matter how he's slicing. They said he's not the shooter, but all of this stuff said he is an accessory, you know, and that is a person that you was involved. Maybe you wasn't even part of the plan, you know what I mean? But you became a part of the plan before you know it. Again, I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm just saying they're going to take that off the table, which, think about this. Obviously, he could be still facing, if he goes to trial and blows trial, he's going to think about that. And when I watched the video, which I'm going to play this snippet right here, the judge literally was kind of seemed like he was pushing for him to take it. But again, at the end of the day, dog, if you know you didn't do nothing and you know that this stuff is true, because at the same time, if these guys could prove it and have hard evidence, that I don't think they would offer this type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Same with Melly. Melly didn't get a deal, but at the same time, it wasn't an open and shut case with Melly either. Again, it's a lot of stuff where I can see why the prosecutors think what they think, but it's still an open area and gray area. Keep in mind, too, I want to say this, right? And I'm not defending anybody. To the best of my knowledge, they have yet to find the weapon that was used to take out the people that were killed in question, right? To the best of my knowledge. So you don't have any real hard evidence. The video shows them all leaving the studio together, but you don't really know what happened after that. Now, to the best of my knowledge, they said they went off somewhere to go, you know, chill and smoke one, and then before they know it, they were in a drive-by shooting. You know what I'm saying? But see, I guess where things get fishy is where Melly got dropped off and was asleep there the whole entire time. And again, keep in mind, there's no real, like, in the bullet shell casings too, right? To the best of my knowledge, if I'm not mistaken, Melly's DNA is not on the bullets either. And neither is, if I'm not mistaken, neither is Bortlen's. So, I mean, like, to be honest, that is another questioning too. You know what I'm saying? It got to make you think. Let's just keep it real. It got to make you think. And again, whole lot of alleged and opinionated base. But if I remember, because I was covering the Melly trial, if I'm not mistaken, they didn't find these guys' DNA other than what, you know, obviously being in the car. But, you know, like, to be honest, and then they haven't found any other stuff that kind of lead it back to Melly other than saying, like, you guys were the last one seen with. That's my whole thing. I feel like what the prosecutors got with this whole situation was like, you two are the last two seen with these guys, and then all of a sudden they're no longer here, right? And I'm wording it like that for YouTube. And that's probably where the prosecutors is coming into play. But it's my thing. What are they going to bring to the table differently this time? You know what I'm saying? It was a mistrial last time, and I just think because, to be honest, I hate to say it, there, in my opinion, I don't think there's enough evidence there. Again, that's just my thought, right? Let me read through the rest of this real quick. Prosecutors in Broward County, Florida, offered Bortlen a plea deal on September 4th that would, we read that part. Let's see. If Bortlen accepts, he will be sentenced to 16 years and 3 months in prison with credit for time already served. The sentences for the charges would run concurrently, significantly reducing the decades of potential prison time he's facing. Rejecting the plea deal, however, would put him at risk of multiple life sentences if convicted at the trial. Again, so yeah, running concurrently means like, okay, cool. To be honest, I'll keep it 100. Compared to what he's facing, this isn't a bad deal. You know, with stuff running concurrently, that means like, say like, cool, the judge hits him with they take the 16-year plea deal, you get time served, and all your charges stack up. The max you're going to get at 16 years, you're going to run concurrently. You're serving time for concurrently basically means all the stuff that you're pleading guilty to, you're serving it all in that one joint. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest, think about this. People who do blow trial or whatever, the judge could either say like Diddy situation real quick. We're going to transition that in just a minute. He's facing what? If I'm not mistaken, 10 years per sentence, if I'm not mistaken. The judge could stack him and easily give him 20 years. Or he can give him 10 years and let him run concurrently and he just served 10 years. Or the judge can give him, the judge can give him whatever he wants to. They said it comes a max of 20 years. You know what I'm saying? But the judge could easily do 3 to 5 and let it run concurrently. You know what I'm saying? Or he can give him, the judge could be like, I'll give you 3 years per count, which is 2. And now you got to do 6. You know what I'm saying? Again, Diddy's going to get time served too, but I get it. Diddy them not trying to do any time, right? It says Judge Martin Found laid out the plea agreement in court, stressing that the choice ultimately belongs to Bortlen and his attorneys. This is a business decision between you, your lawyers, and the state, the judge told him. Emphasizing these were no pressure from the bench to accept. Bortlen is expected to announce his decision in court hearing scheduled for September 9th, which that will be tomorrow because the day is September 8th. So we will definitely probably be doing an update on this next week for sure. If he turns down a deal, jury selection and his trial will begin the very next day. What do you guys think? You think Bortlen's taking a deal or not? So I don't think I'm going to play this whole thing right here. Yeah, that's 12 minutes. I'm not going to play a whole 12 minutes of this joint. But again, he's definitely got some thinking to do. Let me read the rest of part of this. It says, the case has drawn national attention for years due to its ties to the rapper YNW Melly, who prosecutors allege pulled the trigger in the fatal shooting. Bortlen is accused of driving the victims to a remote spot where Melly then shot them and helping cover up the crime in the aftermath by portraying it as a drive-by shooting. Melly has been held in Broward County Jail since 2019. His first trial on double murder charges ended in a mistrial, and his retrial has now been postponed until January 2027. Last month, the federal judge denied his request for release, ruling that his continued detention was lawful despite the lengthy delay. Says for more about this one, of course, you're going to hear about this. Obviously, I think I'm going to watch this podcast. The story from YNW Melly is hosted by Ace Hood. This is my thing, dog. Melly, it's really a tough call on Bortlen now. I think they're taking a different angle because I have a feeling, and we don't know what this guy's going to do. If he takes the deal, it ain't going to be looking good for Melly. But if he doesn't take the deal and he goes to trial, he's going to be looking at some time, you know what I'm saying, to be honest. And I'm very curious if he's not going to be found guilty. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't see how he could be found guilty of murder. I'll just leave it right there. So let's transition on to the next one real quick. Let's talk Dame Dash files for bankruptcy. Just want to, and I did not mean to click on that, by the way. I hate when they do these like extra little ads, but Dame Dash files for bankruptcy in Florida. Says he owes $25 million and only has $100 cash. Says, wow. According to a filing made in Florida, Dame Dash claimed he only has $4,350 in personal assets. Wow, man, that's crazy, dog. Again, keep in mind, I think Dame Dash at one point was worth roughly $65 million. Again, rough estimate, not counting nobody's pockets. Says Dame Dash financial woes are worsened in a filing made on Thursday, September 4th in Florida. Reviewed by Complex, the Rockefeller Records co-founder filed the Chapter 7 bankruptcy. The former record executive says he is over $25 million of debt with only $4,350 of personal assets to his name. The debts listed in the filing include $5.79 owed to the Los Angeles court. Wow, that's $5.79. I'm pretty sure that's got to be million. It says, but I guess it just says five. It's got to be more than that. It says $3.5 million to the New Jersey Division of Taxation, over $9.6 million to the state of New York Tax Department, and over $159,000 to his ex-wife Rachel Roy. Wow, Dash stated in the filing that he doesn't own any business buildings or residence, doesn't have a personal vehicle, and has no electronics beyond a cell phone valued at $500. Other assets listed in the filing included 2 firearms valued at $750 overall, $500 worth of clothing, and $2,500 worth of jewelry, and $100 in cash. Wow. Elsewhere in the filing, Dash said that he is not owed any tax refunds and gets no family support, but claimed that he has potentially owed money by Rockefeller Records co-founder Kareem Biggs Burke. So he says he has potential owed money, but again, he doesn't know if he's going to get that, and I guess you would have to take that to court, which is not free. It says in a new secret that Dame Dash has struggled financially. Last year, he spoke candidly about his situation and offered an explanation of how he lost his wealth. It says, somebody asked me how I got broke, invested in my dreams. Dame explained in a video shared on social media. You know, where you're investing in your dreams and the dream big, you're always going to be broke or have a lot of ish. But I don't have no money for nobody else. He says, that's what you call broke, but it is what it is. He was ordered to sell his remaining shares of Rockefellers last year, a move that Jay-Z and Biggs reportedly disapproved of to clear a $823,000 debt that occurred in a civil case filed by the film producer Josh Weber. So again, we've been covering that. So that's a little update on Dame Dash. So it looks like he's trying to file bankruptcy. I mean, to be honest, if it's true, I mean, what can we do, man? Dame Dash is kind of one of those people, to be honest. Not saying, anything bad about him, but you got to always wonder, like, what did he do really, Again, he still made the money. He just, obviously, he said himself, he invested in a lot of bad dreams, So let's do the update on Diddy real quick. It says, Diddy's attorney used quote-unquote amateur porn defense in the bid of the new trial or acquittal. So, keep in mind, Diddy is set to be sentenced here pretty soon. It says the defense team also argued that the government didn't use the proper definition of prostitution when Diddy was found guilty of violating the Mann Act. It says Diddy Combs has held a wide range of roles throughout the decades-long career, where we're talking everything from recording artist and reality TV star to fashion designer and amateur porn producer? ? Diddy legal team argued that the latter title applied to their client, who is attempting to overturn his prostitution convictions. It says, according to the legal documents reviewed by Complex, Diddy attorneys state that the hip-hop mogul's infamous freak-off videos were simply expensive content protected by freedom of speech. Prosecutors claim that Diddy cornered women into drug-fueled ex-parties with male entertainers who were paid for their encounters. Diddy's lawyer stated that some of the freak-offs were captured on video with consent from all parties. They even pointed at the incident with Diddy agreed to stop filming after one of the escorts demanded he stop. Combs promptly turned the camera off of that occasion, the document, which shows that entertainers could object to recording. The defense also pushed back on the claim that Diddy had used the videos to blackmail the women he allegedly coherent into the so-called freak-offs. However, they state that the homemade porn was strictly for him and his girlfriend's private use. The evidence also shows that Combs and his girlfriends recorded the freak-offs in hotel nights so that he could watch them together later. The document continued. Jane even brought Combs as a portable screen for their movie nights, and that's Cassie Ventura. Likewise, would routinely watch the videos after Sean would. So this is my thing, dog. I mean, I guess because she was the one testifying, she got an out. But, this situation was always kind of unique to me, right? It says Diddy's attorney argued that evidence showed that Diddy was acting as an amateur pornographer when they filmed the freak-offs, and upholding the aforementioned convictions would strip him of his First Amendment rights. In earlier July, the court found Diddy not guilty of one of the courts of racketeering conspiracy and 2 counts of ex-trafficking. However, he was convicted of the 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, each carrying a maximum 10-year sentence in prison. That's what I remember. It says, according to the legal documents, Diddy's attorneys state that the government used the wrong definition of prostitution when he was found guilty of violating the federal Mann Act. It says a century-old law that criminalizes the transportation of any woman or girl for the pursuit of prostitution and or dombury or the other immoral purposes. This is my thing with that whole situation. I'm not trying to defend Diddy here. Dog, if you talk or dated anybody, right? I mean, let's just keep it 100. Diddy just, and I said this to anybody, Diddy just did what he did on another level. Like, it's no difference is you meet a chick, right? You'll go out and get something to eat. Y'all have a great time. You pay for the dinner. You pay for everything. Say you picked her up or you paid for her to get there, and y'all go back to a spot for a nightcap. What is that? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, Diddy's level of nightcaps and stuff like that obviously just was on another level, Again, I'm no lawyer, no judge or anything, so I mean, I can't say what's right or what's wrong by the law, but that's just what it seems like to me. If anything that he's saying is true, that these people consented to this, you know what I'm saying? It says I don't know if they did or did not, right? The defense argued that the court applied the modern definition of prostitution during Diddy's trial when it should have been used as a definition that was applied in 1910 when the Mann Act was formally passed. while the complementary definition replies into the individual who participate in X acts, and I'm saying that for YouTube purposes, exchange for payment, Diddy lawyers state in the older definition is much broader. It says if there's any settled ordinary meaning of prostitute in 1910, it was women who was indiscriminate X with men, whether paid or not. The document read, this was the common law meaning and the federal meaning under Biddy and community. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. If the courts were to apply that meaning, the statute would plainly be unconstitutional, which the government does not dispute, right? It says defense lawyers also asserted that the prosecutors failed to provide significant evidence that Diddy had an organized interstate travel for the male entertainers with the intention of engaging in prostitution. They also claim that there is no evidence revealing intent to pay escorts for X trafficking or X during or before travel. Looks like we got Devon Photos in the building. He says, what up? What up, Devon? He says, the government merely points to evidence showing that Ventura and Jane had X among other activities with escorts after traveled, and the escorts were sometimes paid. The filing continued, but this doesn't prove that when Combs or his girlfriends organized travel to freak-offs or hotel nights that did not engage in the prosecution. I would say this. I would say at best, I don't think he's going to get an acquittal, even though I think he should, but he's probably definitely aiming for at least a new trial and may get that. Again, what I think didn't help Diddy is just seeing that video of how he treated Cassie. It just didn't look good. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the last joint right here to close out at the top of the hour. Devon says, Diddy gonna be free. I mean, yeah. I mean, the stuff that he should have been charged on that we seen, he didn't get charged for that, and the statute of limitations is up for that, right? And we've said that time and time again. Let's talk Tupac's murder suspect gets sentenced for the jailhouse fight, and we are talking Keffe D. He says, who is accused of killing the rapper in 1996, says he was defending himself after being attacked behind bars. Says a Nevada judge handed down a prison time to Keffe D as he awaits for his murder for Tupac. On Tuesday, September 2nd, Keffe D was sentenced by a Clark County court judge to 16 to 40 months in prison for a jail fight that's unrelated to the rapper's 1996 murder, according to the CBS affiliate. This is my thing. 16 to 40 months. If you think about it, it's 12 months in a year. So he's looking at roughly anywhere from what? A little over a year, which still is a long time. Don't get me according to what? What's 40 years? That's what? 3, 4, 5 years, give or take, just rough math. But homie, who's to know when he's going to go to trial? So, I mean, he's already doing the time. At least he's already got the time going for that. And then, the murder trial thing, he ain't probably even tripping because they're probably not even going to sentence him off for that, It says this is a person who, honestly, if they would have just kept their mouth shut, we probably wouldn't even know who he was to a certain extent. We would have known of him, but probably would have just forgotten about the guy. It says the 62-year-old is already awaiting trial for February and for the murder charge that has been held at the Clark County Detention Center since the arrest in 2023. Now, I think this is the fight, and I say Keffe D probably was defending himself, but I'll see if I can play this real quick. So I think this is just the news real quick. I'm going to play this on mute a little bit in the background. Let me see if I can just cut this real quick. Boom. So this is obviously Keffe D says, man reported ties to Tupac. Let me see what it says, though, because I think she's covering it. But let me see real quick for audio purposes.
Dwayne Davis got into a fight with another inmate in the common area of their housing unit. These are images of the December incident at the Clark County Detention Center. Today, Davis received 16 to 40 months for battery and 365 days for a challenge to fight. Both sentences run at the same time. In court, Davis told the judge he had no intention to fight and described being attacked. Davis insists this was self-defense.
My parents brought me up to protect yourself. And that's all I was doing was protecting myself. And this is totally wrong, man. They charged me because of who I am.
Davis will get credit for 224 days already served. As for the Tupac murder case, last month his new attorneys say they are confident Davis will go to trial in February.
I mean, at the end of the day, he might as well fight it all the way if I'm going to keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're 62, pleading guilty, probably not going to be looking good. You know what I'm saying? Homie already did like his, time for it. I see you, Devon says fair use. It says, I was attacked. David said during the hearing, it was wrong. I know I know not to fight in jail. That guy attacked me. So, I mean, he's claiming self-defense. I mean, at the end of the day, what he's supposed to do, let the dude just beat the shit out of him? Not trying to defend him, because at the end of the day, dog, you also got to know where you're at. I mean, we know how it goes down in these jails, too. I've heard that people actually do get into fights there a lot, you know? He also told the court, my parents brought me up to protect myself, and that's all I was doing, protecting myself, and this is totally wrong, man. Says a jury found him guilty in April of fighting with another inmate after reviewing a video that showed man grappling on the floor of the jail room for about 30 seconds before being separated by officers. Nevada law allowed for the sentencing ranging from 1 to 20 years with an additional year possible, but the judge imposed a concurrent 1-year jail sentence, meaning Davis will likely serve most of his punishment while he's still in detention awaiting his murder trial. The sentencing has already been postponed twice. Davis' trial for killing Shakur is set for February. So there you go right there, man. So let me put myself back on the main topic and get ready to close things out here for the night. Pretty much this will be pretty much Music Monday, man. So appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love, fair use. So pretty much we talk Young Thug's pretty much jail calls has been leaked, and his interview that he talked about, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it was a good interview for sure. Again, Thug, I get it. He didn't know if he was coming home or not, but at the same time, you know, all you can do, I hate to say it, he said it best, he's got to move on, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, dog, you were making great music before you had all the features. You can get back in that bag, but I mean, can he really speak? His creativity is limited, but I get it. He's also hurt, so I hate to use a line from like people say all the time, but you know, maybe he does need some therapy, you know what I'm saying? And me, I've always, you know, had a gray area about that, but I mean, it does help, you know, from what I've been told. And then we covered YNW Bortlen. He's got a plea deal on the table, which he's got to make his decision tomorrow. So we'll be seeing how that goes. He may not accept it. He may do it, but you know, if he accepts it, it's going to affect Melly. But we'll see how that goes. We talked Dame Dash bankruptcy. We talking Diddy, pretty much that he was looking for a new trial or an acquittal. And then we just did an update on Tupac's alleged murder, Keffe D. He's been sentenced for his jail fight. So pretty much, yeah, man, this was a good one. Been on the joint for like an hour and 6 minutes. Let's go and wrap things up for the night, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love and smashing the like button. Definitely sub up. Definitely appreciate y'all for commenting in the comment section. It really helps the kid out. I'll be back live again on Wednesday because I already seen the news is kind of broke out in the Discord of something already interesting I'm ready to cover. So more content on the way as always. Y'all definitely smash the like button. Sub up to the channel if you're new and if you haven't done so already. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones. What I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional trying hauls, and y'all know this is Music Monday. I'll see you guys again on Wednesday with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast. Until then, smash the like button, sub up if you haven't done so already. And yeah, man, join that Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the comment section. It's free to sign up. Well, of course, we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, you name it. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. And I am officially out this thing, man. Peace.
December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Told me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, but my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember.